And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to my vampire boyfriend Smoke's Lucky Strikes. So last time we were just in the kitchen, welcoming Genzo into our lovely abode. At least that's what you can call this apartment, I suppose. Let's see. Do you want to taste? Do you want to dance? This is the choice that we were left with before. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. I kind of want to just keep going with the more innocent choices. Let's just go with this. Yeah. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Ah. Only Iggy doesn't answer him in words. Instead, by grabbing Genzo's hands off his waist and spinning around, leaping immediately into a silly bouncy dance around the kitchen. Genzo seems so surprised he doesn't even have anything to say. Simply staring up at Iggy's facial region with eyes wide and brows askew as Iggy flails their arms and back and forth to the beat of the music. Iggy frogs like a rabbit on Red Bull. Don't feed your rabbit Red Bull, okay? It's not good. Pouncing, spinning, grinning, pulling Genzo this way and that across the pea green tile floor. Okay, so it's only when the song comes to an end that he lets his movement slow. Derby grin on his face as he pans happily in the middle of the small kitchen. When he looks down at Genzo's blank face, he can't decide if he feels good or 50,000 shades of mortified. What he's not expecting, however, is that when the music changes, something more sensuous. For Genzo to grip his hand tight and pull him close. And renew the dance with fervor. Ooh, okay. Wait, this is pretty jazzy. Hold up. This time with less juvenile bouncing and considerably more provocative hip sways. Iggy barely has time to catch his breath. 1 second facing one way, the next the other. Is there even enough room in the kitchen? The kitchen looks very narrow, honestly. Genzo taking him on a whirling tarantella around the kitchen. He's not quite sure how his own feet managed to keep up. Only that something in the rhythm, something in the possessive, urging way Genzo's hands lead him and guide his movements. Spinning one way, then the other, holding in flush with Genzo's chest. Hands sliding up his hips, his waist, reverently, as though tracing his every essence. Fingers trembling, then back out, arm taut as his hips snap back. Flurrying, dizzying sachet that makes Iggy's blood itself seem to pulse in time with the music. And though at first Iggy finds his gaze bouncing wildly around the perimeter, it quickly becomes locked, and his eyes unable to stray from Genzo's piercing glare. For a moment, Iggy can almost swear that Genzo can see the blood throbbing in his veins and flowing in time between them. Another twist. Iggy snaps back, curled tight in Genzo's arms, breath hot and hovering. Then another whirl. This time, Genzo dips him backwards just as the song comes to a stop. The two of them stand there, motionless and panting. As the apartment goes silent, Iggy swallows, eyes trembling. Before the next song comes on, a bright and cheery bop that breaks the mood. Genzo blinks, coughs, and seems to remember where he is. And pulls Iggy back up. He shoves his hands into his pockets, nose twitching. I didn't know you could actually dance. Iggy grins sheepishly as he smooths down the rumpled front of his clothes. He can feel the sweat leaking down his back. Genzo grunts. Blame the stupid parties I get forced to go to. Parties? You don't like them? Not these ones. It's okay. I don't really like parties either. Too many people. I get a little overwhelmed. Another grunt. Though I've never danced like that with pause. Someone like you. So it was a bit more difficult. Oh. This time Iggy can see something that hadn't been there before in Genzo's expression. In a soft, almost guilty way, that his gaze tilts downwards in the way he chews on his lip. He taps his fingers together, unsure how to continue. Then remembers the pie. Oh, dinner's almost ready. I just need to finish the potatoes and melt the cheese on top. Want to wait on the couch? I'll bring it out when it's done. Oh, sure, right. Genzo mumbles before wandering back out. Iggy watches him feel his way to the sofa before turning around himself to finish up his work on the casserole. A small hum buzzes on his lips, in time with the music. His movement's light. Once the potatoes have been adequately spread, he sprinkles the entire bag of cheddar cheese on top, carefully adjusting the scattered orange curls with the pokes of fingers before placing it in the oven. Perfect. Now for the drinks. He snatches a bottle of wine from the grocery bag on the counter, giving its label a satisfied tap with his finger. A $7.99 Cab Sav. He'd spared no expense. With only a bit of trouble and about half cork left in the bottle, he pours two full glasses. Feeling just a bit classy as he totes them proudly over to the living room. Want some wine? Oh, you got any beer? I got this specially for tonight. Oh, the zoom in. Well, wine's fine. Wine's great. Oh. Genzo tugs at the collar of his sweater as he cheerily places a glass on the table. I'll be right back. It should be almost done. Oh, poor dude. Ooh, wait, that looks pretty good. 5 minutes later, and a steaming hot hamburger pie is the centerpiece of the coffee table with 2 heaping platefuls stationed neatly on either side. Hope you like it. My parents used to make this all the time for me. Though I've changed a bit of the recipe for my version, he explains with proud yet slightly anxious twitch of a brow. Smells like a dream. I love it already. Iggy flushes, laughs, downs half a glass of wine, then begins to eat. The room goes quiet to save for the music still drifting through the speakers. Nothing but the sound of cutlery on ceramic, the occasional slurp, and the visceral mastication of bean and beef slop mounted between molars. Iggy watches Genzo eat. His face is blank. Relaying nothing about his current levels of satisfaction with the food and service. Maybe he should say something. Silence feels unsettling. If the day were going well, certainly the conversation would be flowing like water, yes? That is the impression he's gleaned from the many motion pictures he's viewed. Thusly, it must be on account of his own social incompetence. He should fix it by presenting a topic of conversation. Games? Work? I'd say the big night. Oh wait, I just realized it's called the big night. That's really cute. It's like the episode has its own little chapters as well. I like that. What's up? Well, knowing Genzo as a character, I don't think he really cares much about like certain people's interests as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. Work. I kind of want to see what happens. Wait, I did save, right? Yes, I did. Okay. Kind of see what happens. So, do you play any games perchance? Iggy mentally curses at himself for using the word perchance. Genzo sits up, chews thoughtfully and considerably sized morsel in his mouth. Swallows. A bit hard for me. Not a lot out there with the necessary accessibility features. Even the ones that I do end up being too much of a struggle. Iggy hadn't thought of that. Now he feels guilty. What? Why? You one of those hot shit gamers? Yes. Iggy hadn't adequately described the wall-to-wall gaming memorabilia coating every available space in the apartment. There's already 8 consoles and 523 games organized neatly on his shelves. Jesus Christ. I mean, I only have about like 20 games on my little shelf, so God, I'm literally nothing compared to Iggy. He failed as a tour guide. Oh yeah, I love games. That a fact. Genzo brings another melty spoonful of hamburger pie to his lips before washing it down with a third glass of wine. What kind of games you play? Oh, I play all kinds of games, Iggy says with a sheepish chuckle. Genzo sits back, leaning against the couch cushions. Okay, what's your favorite then? I really like Final Fantasy 12. I like that Final Fantasy 12 is the one that he says specifically. Never heard of that one. What's it about? Oh no! Oh no! He's vibrating! Oh, Iggy, calm down! It's a sweeping story about political intrigue and airships and betrayal and the scientific manipulations of magics and the consequences and also airships. But even more than the story itself is the world. And it's absolutely breathtaking. Every locale feels so immersive. It's like you're breathing in the very air of Ivalice itself. Oh gosh, and the music! Best soundtrack of any game ever. Hitoshi Sakimoto is a genius for capturing the epic feelings of both fear and adventure as you set out across these landscapes. From the absolutely haunting and isolating sand sea with a horizon of radiating sands, to deep twists of minds of Lusu, shrouded in darkness beneath the floating city of Bujerba. Just so you know, I have no idea of anything about Final Fantasy lore. The only thing I know is Final Fantasy VII, and that's it. I only know about Cloud, Tifa, and Barrick, and that's all I know. That's literally the only Final Fantasy lore that I know. Everything else completely new and unknown to me. All I know is that it's an RPG, and that's it. Did I mention there was a lot of Star Wars vibes going on too? Anyways, it all starts with Vaughn's brother Rex killed by Boss, who betrayed his sworn duty to Dalmasca, plunging the kingdom into a dark period of despair. But see, actually, it was his twin, and so then... Wow, he really goes on for hours, doesn't he? Honestly, I can go on for hours about Pokemon, so fair enough. And this is see where Balthier comes in. He's a sky pirate with his own airship. Did I mention I like airships? And he's like really cool and has this gun and has this suaviest voice. He comes in all dashing like and swooping in to steal the... Bro, he's still talking. And that's pretty much where it leaves off. But also there's so much more beyond the main story. There's all the espers you can collect. But some of them are really hard to get because of boss battles are killer, and they're located on secret hard-to-reach places. Like, there's this one place called the Great Crystal, which is like a huge maze with no map, and all the paths look the same. But it's also like super creepy, but because the further you go up towards the Esper it gets darker and darker. He's still going. I feel like you talked about this for like 3 days already. And I played the games like 6 times in English, Japanese, and Chinese on multiple different platforms. And I got all the achievements too. Which is really hard, mind you, because I like that it was just sitting there listening, like, yep, this is my life now. Which is really hard, mind you, because you have to do this brutal boss mode with all the hardest bosses in the game, including one that has 50 million HP. So yeah, that's basically it. Iggy finishes placing his hand on his lap with a smile. Bro. And then immediately goes into shock. Oh no. Oh no, he did it again. I can't fucking breathe, dude. This is good. He talked too much. Oh no, no, no. Across from him, the couch Genzo stares at him. He can feel a cold, clammy sweat forming across his skin, drizzling down his hairline. Genzo raises a brow, blinks, then... Damn, sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll have to try it out sometime. You really think so? Iggy's insides promptly explode. Yeah, I mean, you sure made it sound like a good time. I can use a little swashbuckling adventure in my life, eh? Plus, it was cute how damn excited you got. Ain't never heard of someone who could talk for 2 fucking hours like that. It was 2 hours? He explained the entire plot of Final Fantasy 12 in 2 hours. Nah. It would take me like 15 hours to probably get through that whole thing. He chuckles, his face on fire, his chest buzzing with so much exhilarated energy that he feels like he can float to the moon. Maybe, maybe sometime we could play together. It would be easier. He begins tugging at his fingers. Oh, you guys sit on my lap so we can get all warm and cozy during this proposed gaming sesh. You adorable little gamer nerd, you. I'm feeling called out right now. I'm feeling called out. plus, plus Iggy is a fellow nerd. Okay. Iggy's face goes even redder. If you want, Genzo laughs, then blinks. Then seems to lose his earlier spunk. His lips pressed together. Iggy glances over in worriment. What's wrong? Did something happen? Genzo immediately perks back up. His lips pulled back with his unusual wide grin. Nah, just need a smoke. You mind if I step out real quick? Of course. It is no problem. I need to clean things up anyway. Genzo gets up with a little hum, reaching for the card in his pocket as he feels his way towards the door. Meanwhile, Iggy is tidying up the dinner paraphernalia, first carting away the plates and the silverware, then hauling the half-eaten dish of hamburger pie back to the kitchen. He sets to work quickly, rinsing off the ceramic to load into the dishwasher and packing up the leftovers into a Tupperware. Then it's a few swift swipes with his flour sack towel to rid the living room of any crumbs and stray beef dollops, followed by a soak of empty wine bottle, wanting to be rid of any residue and cork bits before dropping into the recycling later. When he when finally he's satisfied with the state of the apartment, at least in regards to after dinner ablutions, he tosses a glance at the clock. 11:24. Damn, 2 hours. I'm well, actually, now that I think about that dancing session before probably lasted like a half an hour, like a few minutes. So yeah, it makes sense. Gosh, it's that late already? He tucks his hair behind his ear, blinking, then turns back towards the living room. Genzo is just coming back inside, bringing with him a draft of cold air and a whiff of burnt tobacco. Ah yes, Genzo. 11:24. Genzo. Late. Sleep. Time to sleep. Time to sleep. Time to sleep with? Iggy's skin feels like it's about negative 300 Kelvin, a clammy sweat breaking out across his forehead. I need to use the restroom for a moment. I'll be right back. He walks stiff-legged back towards the bathroom, slamming the door shut just a bit too hard and immediately sinking into a squat in the linoleum. Linoleum. Sorry. Ah! He clutches his hands in the air, in his hair, brain about to leak out through his ears. He swallows hard. It's not like he doesn't like Genzo. Heck, he likes him very much, thank you kindly. His sweet smile, the way he makes him feel like he's the only important person in the world. How he feels against him, soft and warm. But thinking about that, doing that? Why is he making his body shake like he's going 90 miles per hour down a bumpy gravel road to his grandfather's farm? His grandparents' farm. He pounds the fat of his palms against his forehead with a frustrated whimper. Then pushes himself up to his feet, looks him in the mirror. The lanky, sickly-looking fellow staring back at him beneath the unkempt mess of white hair. What's wrong with him? Well, many things. He blinks, watching his dark eye bags roll up slowly beneath his eyes. There's a cute guy out there in his apartment that seems to like him very much. Which is a mother effing miracle. When was literally anyone in his life ever shown a lick of romantic interest in him? And he's in here hiding because he's too afraid to take things to the next level? Like, Iggy, dude, it's fine, you just take it slow. He's such a loser. He frowns. The man in the mirror frowns back. He slaps his cheeks with a groan. Get it together, Iggy, get it together. And this time, when he looks back at the mirror, he gives himself a fierce growl. He grips the edge of his steak tightly between his fingers, biting down on his lip so hard he tastes blood. You're gonna march out there and ask a nice charming man if he'd like to spend the night with you like a normal effing human being. A nod. He pushes up and away from the sink, pulls the door back open, and walks out. I noticed it was getting late, but did you maybe want to spend the time to hit the old hay? When did you? You were in there for so long. I figured you were pulling the old slip into something more comfortable. Trip that you sly dog. Kenzo laughs and arm out to give Iggy a zealous pat on the shoulder. Feels his sweater. I see. I was mistaken. Iggy forced a chuckle. Sorry, I was just going to the bathroom. Well, if that ain't enough to get me in the mood, I don't know what is. The confidence that had so impelled him to to exit the bathroom is rapidly dwindling. Anyway, sure, yes, right. It's time for bed. Gizzo begins pushing him towards the bedroom with the poignant little bounces of his hands. Great, then you actually go change now while I go lay lady go lay like Bob Dylan in our big on your big breast bed. Iggy feels his insides start to eat themselves. He shuffles over towards his dresser, pulls out a t-shirt. His Dragon Dogma 2-1. Oh my god. Yeah, I know Carrot is a fan of Dragon Dogma. I myself have never played it, but I heard it was good. This should make him feel a bit better, right? His warrior clothes. Kneading the fabric between his thumbs, he glances back to see Genzo perched happily atop the bottom of the bed like an excited puppy, all smiles. He swallows. Slowly pulls the sweater off so he can change. Ooh, wait. Welcome, Arson. We pawns. I can't see what the rest of that says. Stupid. Why are you so stupid? He ambles over to the laundry basket to dump his sweater and jeans. Then heads back to the bed. Past Genzo at the bottom. The top. Where he pulls down the sheets, gives his pillows a few molding whumps with his hands, then climbs politely inside. Genzo twists back, confused at first, then rolling over with a grin. He calls over to him, knees and palms sinking into the cush of the mattress with heavy creaks. Finally. Um. He pats that around until he finds Iggy's knees, then trundles forward. Been waiting for this all night. Oh, you have? Iggy chuckles nervously. He watches Genzo climb on top of him, straddling his hips and his hands pressed down on the mattress to his either side. His heart thrums loudly in his chest. Mm-hmm. Genzo's head dips, face pressed into his belly, sniffing and rubbing his nose up across his chest, his arms, his shoulders. I'm getting so hungry again. A pause, where he laughs and paws back up, bringing a clumsy finger to Iggy's lips. And don't you go trying to distract me with snacks or any of those other conniving tricks of yours, you scamp. I'm only hungry for one thing. I would, I would never. He turns his gaze towards the ceiling, face simultaneously hot and cold as he feels Genzo breathe heavily against his collarbone. He doesn't notice Genzo's eyes starting to turn red. Smell phenomenal. God. Genzo's face is pressed against his neck now. The stubble rose against his skin, prickly and itchy. This tastes amazing. It comes a whispered murmur between nips against his throat. E doesn't say anything this time, simply lying there, clammy sweat forming across his skin. Oh, it's so creepy. He can feel a poke against his neck now. Oh, that is so freaky. Sharp pinpricks tracing up and down, flying through the slick condensation of Genzo's breath, and slowing, pressing. Genzo's body starts to arch upwards. Until, wait! The crow cry pushes past his lips before he can stop it. And Genzo still is apparently thrown for a loop. He clenches his eyes shut, lips pressed together, and he lets out a shaky breath. I've never done this before, and I thought I would be okay, but I'm feeling really weird. Genzo doesn't move. Iggy's body starts shaking like a leaf. Stiffens, a cold rush of shame washing through him. Would it would it be okay if we maybe just cuddle instead? Genzo finally doesn't move. Sits back, staring down at Iggy, his face unreadable. You've... His brows descend, a sort of weird, guilty softness in the way his eyes darken. He stays motionless another good 15 minutes. Seconds. Before rolling over, falling down on the pillow beside Iggy. One arm across his forehead, he stares up blankly at the ceiling. Iggy turned towards him, body curdling on himself instinctively. That was wrong, wasn't it? And then even quieter. I messed it all up. He seems to snap Genzo out of it. He glances over Iggy's direction, brows furrowing. What? No, it's fine. Pause. Just lost my appetite is all. Oh. Silence. Iggy sniffs, nervously curling his fingers into the sheets, then softly, hesitantly, as though prepared for the worst. Presses his face against Genzo's shoulder. Oh. He doesn't see Genzo's brows arc. Nor the touch of pink that spreads across Genzo's cheeks. But oh, it's so cute. He does feel Genzo turn towards him. Genzo's arms curling attentively around him, warm and soft, like a protective cocoon. And he does feel Genzo's face press over so gently against the top of his head. Cheeks mashed against the curls. Beneath breath warm against his scalp. Lips parting in a mouth, it's fine, that curls around him like a calming blanket. As they share that connection of uncertainty folded close in the dark. Oh, that was actually so sweet. That was actually so cute and sweet. Oh, okay, no, I see something. Oh no, he's a little bat now. He turned into a little bat. No. Oh wait, no. Wait, is it? No, it is him, right? Yeah, it has to be him. Episode 1 end. Hey! It was the ending. You know, that was actually a really cute way to end it. That was really cute. I like that. This is the end of episode 1. Thank you for playing. Please save your game here so you can continue on once the next episode is released. Oh, you know what? I will do exactly that. So I think that was a good time for us to leave this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.